I didn't get it. This is hard.
Should we just keep letting her
3, 2, 1.
What?
Welcome to the Sicky Soupcast.
Sicky Soupcast.
Me, Jay, munching on some cereal to rot my teeth.
And I just finished eating some ramen not that long ago. And now
I'm back.
And now Kaleb is finally back after fucking taking a hiatus to go get some juice.
It's his Daisy Duke shorts.
In his Daisy Duke shorts, showing his ass.
Ooh. You hear that, ladies?
What about my Daisy?
You're wearing Daisy Duke shorts, Kaleb.
Introduce yourself.
I'm actually wearing They're these weird, like clothy
Underwears.
shorts that
We know you're wearing that Bart Simpson underwear.
I'm just wearing a toga.
Just that and my wife beater on, nothing else.
Charlie's wearing a toga. Kayla's wearing Bart Simpson underwear with a wife beater shirt.
You know
What are you wearing,
talk
Jay?
to me like that when I'm wearing my Bart undies.
I like to wear my medieval potato sack.
I had a. Actually,
I'm the peasant that I am.
my favorite pair of shorts. They're like really ripped up and stained now. Stop. It basically.
I feel like that's
was
pretty normal.
Well, they basically wore a potato sack. They were really like basic. I miss them. Well, I still have them, but I can't really wear them as anything other than like manual labor shorts, like from me working on the car. Or
Alright, I'm done munching.
Right.
I've only just.
Right.
I think you're just stinky, Kaleb.
Amen. Alright, so here's the little spill.
I'm not in the lobby.
Yeah.
Huh?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Mhm.
Okay. I know what's going on.
We're all sick.
Yeah.
We're all sicky, icky. We're all
Me and
icky,
Chandler got COVID.
icky, sicky.
Yep. Caleb got laryngitis.
Shit.
I don't know. What
How's that going for you, Caleb?
I don't know what I have. I have What is COVID these days? Is it just a sore throat and body aches?
No, I don't know. For me, it was like I'm just literally stuffy. That's it, and runny nose, and that's it.
The first day I had it, well, I had symptoms of it, was Friday morning, and I was just like really exhausted. My muscles ached. I would have bad chills, a fever, cough, stuffy nose. Not really a sore throat at all, actually, but then it just got better over the days, and now I just am down to a stuffy nose and somewhat of a sore throat.
Keep in mind, this is his first time getting it.
Yeah, this is my first time getting it.
For me, I literally just had a stuffy nose, and it literally just felt like allergies. That's it. I just felt like I had allergies, but since I'm living with him, I was like, well, I might as well like take a COVID test and see if I have it, and I did. So I don't know. It's not really that bad. I'm just stuffy all the time. I feel like I'm like, yeah, like I'm just around.
I feel like I'm Stuffington Jr.
Amen.
That's what I don't get about this weird disease. It's like, I think it's been 2 or 3 times now. Like, everyone around me, including like my family and the people I live with, have like been sick and then tested positive. And then one time I felt sick and I tested, and the other time I just tested. And both times I came up negative. I was like, how is this possible? It's crazy. I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a really specific time window in which you actually test positive, and then everything else you just test negative.
Right.
I think so too. Because I tested negative like 2 days before I tested positive. I felt the same way. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
I guess
I just like it started off bad for me, but then got better. But I already had an idea of like, because when I got my vaccines, I got the side effects where it kind of made you like just felt like you just had the virus already. And when I woke up like Friday morning, I literally felt the same way, and I didn't get a booster. I was like, oh shit. That's why I went to go test, and I was positive.
You just got your booster, baby. You got it the old-fashioned way.
I got the old-fashioned way called the virus. I don't take the vaccine.
You got the...
What?
That's it.
That's it. Hey, we gotta stop burping. Sorry, I actually just burped.
Someone might have a burping fetish who listens to the podcast.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of editing these burps.
I saw a stupid meme
Your
earlier
bird has
today
begun.
where...
Oh, no.
I saw this stupid meme earlier with, like an inflation meme. It was all like... It's like inflation's at all-time high. It's like people with inflation fetish. It was like the WWE guy, like in the ring, just like all surprised and excited.
Cute.
What happens if I just type in inflation?
You probably get a picture of inflated Juno.
Inflated Juno.
It's mostly about economics. Now, what if I switch to
Yeah.
Google?
You get the inflation fetish, you'd find just like
Judo
characters in
is
like
Judo.
sphere, like as spheres, because they're inflated.
It's still mostly economics.
Inflation fetish. Oh, it's still just
Chandler,
economics.
Chandler, what are you looking up?
Inflate.
Chandler be looking at that inflation.
No, it's if you look up inflation fetish, the stuff pops up.
Liar.
I didn't know there were different types of inflation. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah,
That's
there's
pretty
inflation, hyperinflation, stagflation.
Interesting.
I think there's more. That's the three I know.
I wish I was more interested in economics.
I wish I was
Yeah,
smart.
I kind of
I'm a
want
short
to. I
attention span for
kind
that.
of want to take a class in like
Oh.
economics.
I wish I was smart.
I took like a class in like high school and it sucked. And all I remember was like supply and demand, and there's like this
Exactly.
diagram with boxes.
That's pretty much it. Like that's all you really learn in high school is like supply and demand. That's like the most basic
Well,
thing.
I think we learned like I have like small little hints of like free market, little keywords. Free market. I guess that's it.
Just free market. That's
Free
all I really
market.
got, guys.
Free market, supply and demand. And that's it.
Yeah, I remember like supply demand. I remember inelastic goods versus elastic goods, and then
I do remember that now.
and then I remember stupid what they call it, like the economy is guided by a shadow hand or some shit like that. I remember something like that. Something to do with like some sort of hand.
That's weird.
Yeah, I remember something.
A
like
shadow hand.
That's some
remember-
weird stuff right there. I don't know.
It was something like the way the economy works. It's almost like it's guided by a hand or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to. I don't fucking know. Let's talk to my whack job teacher. Actually, this can go into a good tangent. But first, the other thing I remembered was what do you call it? Oh, we did like taxes, but we did like the most basic. We did like a watered down basic version of taxes. It's like that's the most useless worksheet you can give to like high school seniors. Is like it's like a simpler. Just give us actual taxes and give us like literally spend like a month and a half where we just do taxes. Like that's actually like the most useful information I would have gotten from that
I
class.
love that.
Like that would have been great. Because now I still can't do my fucking taxes, and it's like nobody had the watered down baby version that they gave us. Like everybody has like dependents or a fucking wife or a pseudo girlfriend, or they have 3 jobs that year, or in my case where it's like I used financial aid, got $3,000 worth of financial aid to do conservations corps, never actually made any money because I was a volunteer, so it gets taxed differently. It's like a whole bunch of bullshit. It's like don't give us like watered down baby versions of taxes. Like just give us actual scenarios that we would use. It's dumb.
Don't people like? There's people who like do taxes as like a job, right? Like,
Yeah.
do
Oh, yeah.
your taxes.
There are people that do jobs.
I wonder if that's like kind of a piece of it.
I mean-
is like trying to like not really teach it, so then you go get somebody else to do it for you.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but
Give a little money back into
it's
the
it's
market
also
or
like
whatever
almost
you call it.
$100-$200 just for someone to do your taxes. Especially they're
But people
super
do that.
simple. Like you just do a W-2, like it's pretty simple. You get it done in a few minutes.
What are accountings? Are they not tax
Accountants?
people? Yeah,
They're
accountants.
they can be, but they more like for companies or banks. They kind of just keep track of where the money is.
Okay.
It's like
and how much money they have, how much money they are in revenue and income and expenses, etc.
Sounds kind of boring.
I think an accountant is
Some
like
people enjoy it.
it's like a full-time tax person. They monitor like every transaction, keep track of like all of the money and paper trail of things. And then meanwhile, the whole time while they're doing that, they're like using every single trick in the book they can to get as much money back through taxes as they can. So like
Like
writing
save
off,
money and stuff.
yeah, and writing off
Yeah.
everything they can. They're just like their whole job is literally just to monitor the money and worry about taxes. That way the company doesn't have to.
That's interesting.
At least that's what I
Yeah.
think.
I wonder how it works with like a huge company where they have like a lot of like probably thousands of accountants.
I mean, it should probably just. I mean, I think. Well, at least for I think the state governments, I think the way they do it is each department has its own like accounting department.
Yeah.
So that's how they're like, okay, let's keep track of accounting in this department, this department, this department, and there's probably also accountants within like the governor office or like the
I guess everyone needs an accountant.
core state agency itself to check for those accountants on their work and double check their work.
That's cool.
That'd be my guess.
The backbone of U.S. Economy.
And it's the same thing as a company. It's probably just like accountant per store or per district of stores. So, like,
Yeah.
for example, maybe there's an accountant for all the Walmarts or a few accountants for all the Walmarts.
I doubt that. I feel like each one would have their own accountant in a weird way.
Or that, yeah.
It's such a big company.
That'd be my guess.
You're okay,
My tangent.
Caleb. It's okay.
To move on, my tangent is it's funny that we talked about the economics because I took economics my senior year of high school. All through high school, I got like straight A's and a couple B's. Like, I was a good student. I always did my work.
Aw.
I was on good terms with every teacher for the most part. Like, I never really got any trouble. I never really did anything bad. I was just focused on my academics and then band.
What a
And,
good kid.
yeah. And that
So
was,
you're just a good boy.
I was.
Aw.
I was a good little boy for our school because I was like, you know what? Mommy says if I keep my
Stupid.
grades high, I get to go to college. So I'm gonna keep my
Mom
grades
says
high.
that
so
grades
I go
are
to
high,
college.
I get ice cream.
Exactly. I go to the big college in the sky and get pistachio ice cream every day.
Ooh.
Delicious.
But no. So anyway, I was a good boy, and then this was stupid. My fucking senior year, I was like, you know what? I'm feeling a little spicy. My friends said they're gonna go off campus. Like, we weren't allowed to leave campus during lunch. You weren't like supposed to, but they left the
Yeah.
gates open for some reason because I think seniors would have half days. So some would leave during lunch, so you could still like leave, but you weren't supposed to. And I was supposed to be at homeroom. It was so fucking weird. For some reason, like our senior year, they started homeroom, which is like you just miss half of your lunch period. You'd have to like spend half of it inside the class for some reason. It's really stupid. I remember it only existing
That's
for my
odd.
last 2 semesters.
That's very weird.
It was really random and stupid. And then I had the stupid economics guy for homeroom. So, but that one day in particular, I was like, you know what? My friends are going out to this Mexican food restaurant down the street. I was feeling a little adventurous, so I went with them for lunch. And I went down to the Mexican food restaurant, and I didn't buy anything because I didn't have any money, but they bought, like, rice they didn't want. So I had, like, a bowl of rice or something, and they gave it to me. And then we all went back. And then I was, like, 10 minutes late for homeroom, so I went to homeroom. And everybody's sitting there, and I walk in with my bowl of Filiberto's rice or whatever it was. And then the teacher commented on it. He's like, oh, what you got? Got some Filiberto's rice or something like that? And I was like, yeah, just a little bit of rice. We went off to yada yada and got, oh, that's cool. And we were like, it was fine. Everyone was kind of hanging out and chatting, and he was like, fine. And then I get home that day, and he sent me an email. It's like, unfortunately, leaving campus during school lunch is like a violation of yada yada yada. He was pushing to get me suspended. It was like 3 months before
Jeez.
it was like
For a bowl of rice?
for a bowl of fucking rice. I had a spotless record
That's
all through
awesome.
high school. I was like well, I wasn't a perfect student, but I was a pretty goddamn good fucking student. And
Like perfect enough to not be written up for anything.
yeah, beyond the point of like, oh, what the fuck, Kaleb Deathridge, what, for suspended? Oh my god, that's. Well, I guess
For
we'll
a
look
bowl of
into this,
rice.
but holy shit, it made me so mad because it was like 2 months before graduating. I already I think I was talking at the time. I already got sent like the scholarship or some shit like that. So I was gonna, and I didn't know about the yet. But whatever, I'm all pumped for college, and this freaking douchebag comes out of nowhere and is like, He's like, it's so weird because he's like two-faced in class. He's all fine and we're talking and even joking. And then I get home and he fucking rushes to send this email out about trying to get me suspended for a bowl of rice. Like, dude, what is wrong with you? Like,
you should have brought him some.
Yeah,
That's
maybe he
probably
brought
why
his
he
son. That's
did
what he
that.
wanted,
He
dude.
He was probably
fucking...
pissed off. He was like, really? You brought fucking rice and you didn't bring any for me, asshole?
I should have
Okay,
put
I
a
see
fucking
you.
car bomb in his car.
He had he had like a Filiberto's like shirt on. There's like a picture of him in the corner. It says #1 fan of Filiberto, and he's like the owner of the shop.
When you go into...
He literally like...
when you go
He literally has like... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I feel this muscle right here.
when you go into Filiberto's, there's a picture of him on the back wall, like smiling with the mascot.
Yeah.
No, that was...
So, Caleb,
It was just...
you have anything for me?
Oh, just one bowl of rice? Okay. So it was just such a weird...
And he's all like... he just has like a big fucking burrito like behind his desk from Filiberto. He's like, oh, left for lunch, huh?
Did you say
just,
it wasn't
like, chomping
good?
on it. He's like, is that rice good?
Maybe he asked you that. You're like, yeah, it's all right. He got really pissed off.
He's like, oh, the rice is only okay.
Okay? Okay? You're saying that the rice is only okay?
They make the best fucking rice in the city.
I mean,
fucking
sir,
tired
it's
of
literally
this
just a
stupid
bowl of
kid.
white rice with some butter and salt. I don't think it's much more boring than that.
I'll rot in my grave before somebody shit talks Filiberto's rice. But yeah,
Starts running home.
it was just
Fuck.
he sprints out of the classroom crying. It was just so weird. It's just like, I don't know. I remember my mom got really mad at me, and I was really mad at the situation because I had to. Anytime anything happened at school, my mom ripped my asshole open, so it was like always a problem.
That sucks.
I mean,
I would laugh.
it kept me it kept me on my shit, but it was just so dumb. She's like, "What the fuck is this about?" And I was like, I literally left campus to get rice. Like, that's it. That's my offense. That's why this guy's trying to get me suspended and like potentially lose scholarships. Because the shit was pretty like, at the time, I don't really know if this is real now, but at the time I was thinking like, if I get like written up and suspended, like, that's gonna hurt my chances to like get to these colleges and get scholarships. And I'm like 2 fucking months out. I remember being furious with him.
Yeah.
I remember being fucking furious with him. I pretty much didn't interact with him for the rest of the school year. I was like, I can't even. Like, where in your like fucked up head? You're a high school teacher. I would think you pride yourself on like trying to bring these students up and get them going and stuff. Right? That's like the whole reason you're here. It's the whole reason you're teaching seniors, if anything, too, to get a slightly lazier class so you can relax a little bit, but then to get these guys moving on their way.
Burping.
And then you're gonna do something like that? I don't know. He was also the kind of fool that like told his big thing for some reason is he just told like stories of when he made students cry. He was a fucking freak. I don't know. He was a big fucking soy boy
I
freak.
feel like that should not be in the schools.
It was weird. Broccoli bits.
Man, that's pretty goofy. I don't know if my good kid like got in trouble for a bowl of rice and got threatened to be suspended, I'd probably laugh really hard. Be like, you chanced it for a bowl of rice.
I lost all my college scholarships for a damn bowl of rice. If
You're
I could
going
go
to
back
jail.
in time,
It's also
that
funny
rice is
'cause
my worst fucking nightmare.
It's funny because like when you think back, it wasn't like you're going to prison or anything. How funny would it be if you like told them like the school like, yeah, I went and got a bowl of rice.
Yeah, I just got a bowl
My
of
last
rice,
2
and
months,
apparently
I thought to be crazy, and I went and got a bowl of rice. Compared to I wasn't doing anything bad, but I was doing some stupid stuff in high school. I used to, I don't know if I should. No, it's okay. I used to like smuggle kids out of high school in our car.
I remember
in
Take
my
them
friend's
across the
car.
border.
Yeah, it was really funny. We drop them off like a quarter mile away from the camp. He's like, "All right, you're good." Like jump out of the trunk.
You bring them like
thanks, buddy.
You bring them like a mile or 2 across the border. Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Like, why was it so intense? And I remember because I'm like, okay, you just gotta stay quiet, okay? When I get there, I don't want you to breathe. Here's a blanket. Cover yourself. Make it look natural. Then we would like spot check it, and then we like go through. Like, why was it so like intense?
It's funny
Just to
though.
bring a little bit
I remember
of
having
excitement.
I also remember having half days as well, but mine always like, well, So it was weird, except for Thursday and Friday, because those were our block days. So Monday through Wednesday, we would have, it would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, lunch, 5, 6 for each period. I would do 1, 2, 3, 4, but because of lunch, I would just go home. But on Thursday and Friday, it was like periods 1, period 3, then halfway through period 3, you go to lunch, and then you come back, finish it, and then I go home. And the same as Friday, but it'd be 2, 4, 6. So there was like, which I kind of hated those days. So I was like, can we just finish class so I can just go home? Because I only had like 1 through 4 periods in senior year in high school.
I don't remember if I even had a half day. I think my last semester I had like 1 quarter. I got off like 1 class early. I had like 1 class early or something like that. But I think I used it to do something anyway. I think I used it to work. I think I get to work early or some shit like that.
Yeehaw.
Well, I mean, in my semester, my senior year, I worked. But first semester was more just I went home and I was taking like really all AP classes and honors classes that semester.
Yeah, same.
So I just
I was thinking for a second, like, how did I do everything I was doing? But I didn't really take honor classes. I gave up on honor classes. I wasn't that good of a student. I was actually, I was very average. I actually failed a couple classes my freshman year and then sophomore year. Freshman year was pretty awful. I didn't care about high school. I kind of already had it planned, like I was just going to graduate and that's it, so I didn't really care much. Which was kind of funny because I was a really good student in middle school. I was a bad student in elementary, good student in middle school, bad student the first 2 halves of high school, and then I was a good student for the last 2 halves of high school. With with senior year being like kind of the exception because there was just a lot of stuff going on personally that I wasn't a good student.
yeah.
I still made it work. On top of that, I was like working like 3 jobs.
Yeah, because you had. Yeah.
Here's a good story. So what the heck was your plan, like early high school then? Like, because you weren't thinking about college that time. What was the go? What was the move?
The plan was that I was just gonna start working and helping my mom out with rent. That was literally it. I was just gonna try to find a random job and just start working, and that was really it. That was the whole plan. None of my family went to college, so it wasn't gonna be like a really, I guess, bummer or anything. No one really cared. Actually, a lot of my family looked forward for me to just start working, because then I could help my mom and I could help my family and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was really, I don't know. I really didn't have a plan. I felt like when I met Chandler, I felt like I actually felt really, really embarrassed because he had like all these plans. And this was the whole like, I guess, changing point that made me go to college was like he had all these plans like set out and stuff, and he like was like, whoa, what about you? I just sat there. I'm like get a job. I don't know. He's like, oh, what kind of job? I'm like, I don't know.
It pays me money. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I'm working like
if I'm not working free, I guess.
I was working at like concession stands. I was working at like 3 different concession stands at that time, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'll keep doing that. And I just like flashbacks to how miserable it is. It just made me think like, God, I don't want to do this. So then I started looking into college. Which was hard because it was weird. My family was never like fully against it, but there was always this weird little like tension where it was like, why go to college?
Yeah, probably just a whole family thing.
I don't really blame them. They did support me and stuff at the end of it, but in the beginning it was very weird because it was like, it was weird because they weren't saying like, oh no, you shouldn't go to college, but they were making it really hard to go to college.
Right.
Like saying just little things that made me doubt it or like doubt myself or be like, all right, maybe I shouldn't. But then I did. I ended up going to college. I ended up like, it was really rough though because at junior year and senior year I had to catch up because I don't have money. I've never had money, but I had to catch up because like I like told my family I was gonna go and they're like, well, we don't have money, so good luck. That's kind of how they
gave you the.
That's kind of how they like said it. Not
salute.
exactly like that, but I remember talking to my mom and my mom's like, well, you better find the money because I don't have money, like something like that. which was a little discouraging.
And you're
but
like,
then I was
I guess
well,
it
I
is
think I
like
could find it.
$70,000.
But they
Yeah.
get a bunch of scholarships and stuff and grants and stuff.
Yeah, I ended up. Well, I just bust my ass. I just really bust my ass. Was the day that I turned 16. I had my first day of work, and I never stopped working until I went to college. That was like it, and then
Try 15.
I started working. Yeah, and I remember that day so vividly because it was kind of sad. I don't know. In my head, it was kind of sad. It's kind of cool now, a little anime moment, seeing where I came from. But I remember that day because I was doing band, so we had like 0 hour where we'd come in like an hour early, and like do all that. Mm-hmm. So I was like gone from like 6, and then stayed at school until like 4. And then I, like, in an hour, I tried to do all my schoolwork. And then at 4, this bus came and, like, basically took us from where we were to the concession stands that I was working at. So I'd catch that bus, and it's, like, about a 40-minute bus ride. Get on that bus, do the concession stands. We'd get out, like, at 11:30 p.m., catch that bus back, get home at, like, I got home, like, around, like, 1 or something. And then, like... By the way, because it was so early, I didn't see any of my family because I had to catch the bus at 6, so none of my family was awake on my and it was on my birthday, so I was like really excited, but I didn't get to see any of my family, and the only person who stayed up for me when I came back was my grandma, and she made me a little cupcake, and she was like, "You had a hard day. Here's a little cupcake," and she sang happy birthday to me, and like everyone else was asleep.
That's really
And then the next morning, my mom came in, and she was like, "Oh, happy birthday," and I was like, "Thanks." Thanks. So it was really cute. It's like it's cute but kind of sad.
That's really cute, actually. The ending is really, really cute. It's funny how similar that is to, like, not the birthday story in particular, but like the load, like the workload was to do the same exact shit I was doing in college. It's crazy. Like the same idea would be like go to school all day, and then because I didn't have any friends in any classes, and I actually like was trying to pass them and. Not just pass them, but excel in them. I had to, like, pay attention the whole time. And then it'd be, like... I remember it was, like, Monday, Wednesday... Or no. It was Tuesday, Thursday. It was, like, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday were banned. Because it'd be Tuesday, Thursday practice, Friday would be football game, Saturday would be competition. And then, so Monday, Wednesday, Sunday were work days. And it would just be that for, like, rinse and repeat for, like, the whole year until marching band season ended. And then I got Fridays and Saturdays back. And then I think I would either work both Friday and Saturday as well, or I'd work like one of those 2 days. So I think I'd work like 2 weekend days, and then I'd have like Monday, Wednesday I work. So it's just like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that? But, I don't know if you guys heard that. But,
No.
Scott like squealed in the next room.
It's cool.
Never heard him make that sound
that?
before. No, it was like, wah! It was
I'm
pretty
gonna
crazy.
auto-tune that.
But, yeah, no, it was a crazy fucking workload. I don't know, it was wild. It's high school, the age, like, 16 to 18 was still the hardest I have worked in my entire life. That time period was juggling the most things at the same time. Yeah. And then you're also dealing with, like, all the stress of about to graduate and, like, you don't really even know how college works. You don't really know how anything fucking works. And then it's the same way you had your family being like, oh, where are you going to get the money? I had my fucking dad in the background. He'd be like, well, you know what? You're going to have to figure out a way to make time for yourself. And I'd just be like, fucking... I remember for a while I would like... There was a long time where I just only showered like once a week because I was like, I'd rather just have this time to sleep in. So I just kind of stopped showering and shower like every few days when I could get around to it. And like...
Gross.
Yeah, it was fucking gross. Yeah, my hair was like fucking... I was gross. It was fucking greasy. I fell asleep in every single class. I was fucked up. And then, like, one day, like, in the middle of it, I'm just, like, fucking dying, and I'm, like, just getting through it. And I'm like, yeah, well, I guess I'll just keep doing this and keep being miserable, or said something, like, downer like that. And he's like, well, you know, you're going to have to find a way to make time for yourself because it's only going to get harder.
It's like, thanks, Dad.
Literally, like...
That's the kind of support I need.
I had the opposite, where, like, I was doing all this stuff, but I was always, like, when I was younger, well, when I was in high school, but I was super subconscious about everything. So, like, I had to make sure, like, I was, like, showering. Oh, actually, no, I know why. Because I was, I was bullied from these racists, and they would, like, say, like,
nice.
Mexicans are stinky and stuff. So I
I'll
think that,
prove
like,
you.
started me to be really, like, subconscious. And, like, although, like, it made sense because I was out, like, in this really, like, 100-degree fucking concession stand with fries and nacho
Bunch of
cheese.
rednecks.
I smell
dogs.
like shit. Yeah, I smell like shit, but I'd be so subconscious. Like, I would bring deodorant with me. I'd, like, wash myself. Like, I would, like, take a shower. Even if I was really tired, I'd take a shower. And I think I was telling Charlie the other day, like, there'd be times where I'd, like, actually start falling asleep in the shower. And I would, like, have to slap myself awake and stuff.
Dude.
I just like the imagery when you were all like, yeah, I just like had to prove them wrong because they just told me I was stinky because they're racist. I just imagined you like taking the scrub check, rubbing yourself like, get this fucking brown off. I'm done with this shit.
It wasn't like I meant to, but like after them calling me like smelly and like saying my skin's dirty, it kind of like goes into your head subconsciously, and you're just like,
now you're just like,
you
but now you're
feel
over it.
bad.
Like, if someone told you that today, you'd be like, that's so.
No, well, I'm more confident in myself. I know it's stupid and stuff, but like when you're a high schooler,
everything
you don't
hurts
need
you.
that. You don't need these people constantly telling you
I
stuff
gotta go
like that.
scold you.
Oh no.
Judo's in trouble.
Fuck. But I'll keep talking. But yeah, I don't know. When I was, I was really subconscious because like my first year, they were really racist, and that sucked. That really dropped my self-esteem really low, and I struggled with it a lot. I think there was a couple of relationships in high school were stupid, but there was a couple of relationships in high school that I could have had, but just because I was so concerned about, like, I guess, I didn't have no confidence. They just fell through the cracks. But, I think band kind of helped, because it's just a bunch of stupid nerds in there. And, there weren't any racists, so.
Hey, that was plus.
There were no racists.
That was pretty
No
Yeah.
racist? I guess I'll join you guys. You guys are pretty cool.
I mean, there ended up becoming, like, low-key racist in there, but,
But at least they were low key.
At least they
high-key
weren't.
racist.
At least they weren't saying really awful things to me in the locker room.
It's really
At least they were only low key racist, not high key racist.
Yeah.
So what do you
At
guys
least they
think
weren't
about
high-key.
like Mexicans? I mean, like, no, they're fine. Just like, what do you think?
So that just smell like beans a lot, and I really don't like it.
Stuff like that made me so self-conscious. You say it now, I'd laugh, and I'd probably agree with you. But, like, if someone said that when I was in high school, I'd probably just shut down and, like, go home and just cry. Like, I was really, like, I was easy to crack. I think
What?
that's why I didn't have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I had a couple of friends. They're still really close friends. But I wasn't so talkative. I tried to be, but it always seemed... That was the thing. I tried to be. Every time I would try to be, I'd try to be talkative with, like, guys, because I felt more comfortable around them. And then they just took that as, like, oh, you want to date me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I don't.
I just want to talk to somebody.
I just want to talk to somebody. Like, one time I was, like, talking to somebody, and they, like, asked me to prom. Just because I, like, decided to talk to them. Which, I was like, why?
Yeah.
So then I didn't want to talk to guys, and then, like, the girls were racist, so then I was just by myself until I met, like, the only other colored people in that school, or minorities, and then I made really close friends with them. And then that was it. That was, like, it was just us. It was just that group forever.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like high or at least most high schools are very easy to crack. It's just such a
It's very vulnerable.
high school is such a weird like time because you're trying to find yourself. You have all this shit going on. If you're working, if you have to go to school, you have to go to school. You have to work. You have to worry about college. If you go to college, and all that stuff. It's just like such a hard time. And then on top of that, you're just trying to find yourself, be comfortable in your own skin, and then people make fun of you for trying to be comfortable in your own skin.
It goes from, like, you watching Saturday cartoons and playing video games to, like, hey, by the way, in a couple of years, you're on your own, buddy.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
They point you, you're on your own.
And I think it's just overwhelming
It is, because it's just scary, because you don't really know what, like, the world
because you're watching, like, Kids Next Door, and the next day they're like, do you know how to write a check? And you're like, whoa, what the fuck?
I mean, even me going to, as a college as a freshman was scary, because I was a first-gen student. Like, not knowing, like, I guess my brother was there, like, he would, like, help me out, like, figure things out, but then after, like, the first couple of months of seeing him and visiting him, he was just gone. He kind of did his own thing.
He said, fuck this nerd.
He's like, oh, this guy at the fucking, my brother? Yeah, your brother. Oh, okay, I guess. No. It was just that, I don't know, like, it was just, like, this was just a weird time, but it was, like, wasn't, like, I mean, yeah. I definitely was, like, I don't know. I would say, like, I want to say on one hand, like, freshman year of college was easier than high school, but I also had, like, a ton of mental breakdowns, because
Nice.
I was starting. Well, yeah, I remember I just started to realize, like, things like,
I didn't know.
under, like, control things and stuff like that, pretty
Like
much.
your feet were big, but your wiener was small. Been there.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
I've got one pubic hair.
I only had one pube all college, and now I have multiple, so it's just kind of weird why that happened, but...
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I wish
You
I
know,
had
Doctors
one.
still don't
They always
know.
say they grow hair on your chest as a form of being strong, but I never had chest hair on my chest
was all
until I
on
was
his
out of
ass.
college.
I'm trying to think of like goofy little things I was subconscious about in high school now. I had this weird thing with like I remember this is kind of funny. I wore like basketball shorts and then like colored t-shirts like exclusively after the age of like 12. 13. That's all I
That's
wore.
cool.
I don't know why, it was just my thing. Like
That's
even
really
into high
cool.
school, like almost graduating
So
high
how
school.
many babes did you get?
Well, so there was like
That might be what you get.
I remember it was really weird. I remember one year, a girl started a rumor that my penis was really small, and then I remember she was like,
Even though she never seen you naked.
she was like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, actually, yeah, nobody ever in that fucking school. But well, actually, no.
Actually, there was one time.
I'm trying to think. No, nobody from that school. But I remember that was funny, and well, I was self-conscious, and I was like, I just remember her like laughing in my face and saying it, and I was like, okay. And then next
What a
year,
bitch.
somebody else started the rumor that my penis was really big, and it's like, can we just leave me alone? It was really fucking random and weird, but at least that was a nice
Yeah.
change of pace, I guess.
Nobody's seen my penis. Everybody stop.
It's like, let me
Why
just set
was
the
everyone
record
obsessed
straight.
With your penis?
It was just those 2 years.
I am-
and it wasn't like a huge rumor.
Yeah.
It wasn't like posted like in the bathroom, like spray painted, like "Is it?" question mark. Like it was just past, like it's. I remember the weirdest part
Caleb?
was
Is Caleb small?
it happened like sophomore year randomly. That girl like said that to me and laughed, and then I heard it a couple other times, and then I didn't hear about it for like the rest of the year, and then randomly next year, I just started hearing out of nowhere the opposite, and I was like, and then like everybody would just come up to me and be like, "So Caleb, somebody told me your cock's huge. What's up with that?" And I was like, "Oh really? Who told you that?"
Word is around school is you have a large. Word around the offices you have a huge cock.
It was weird.
Maybe that's why the economic teacher was so pissed off with you.
He's
'Cause
like-
he was like, he has a bigger cock than mine. Oh my fucking
so
god.
you're the guy who
Filiberto!"
eats.
Pipsqueak has 8
You're
inches.
the. So you're the guy who eats Filiberto's rice and has a huge cock. Is you?
Yeah.
I think that's what actually happened, Caleb.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think the thing
Just
I
take
was.
it as a compliment.
I think the thing I was the most self-conscious about in high school was my hair.
I'm trying to think.
Your hair.
My hair. Like, even to this day, I still get self-conscious about it. But it was definitely a walk back then, because I didn't really have a choice of what hair that I wanted. Because I just wanted to grow it out like I do now, but never had that choice.
Yeah, he has it all the way up to his like ass cheeks.
Yeah, I can clench my hair in my ass.
It's pretty
It's
cool.
really impressive, actually.
I can give myself a haircut by slapping my cheeks together and cutting it off.
That's scary.
It's a true
That's
demonstration of
muscular.
dexterity.
Number 15, razor ass cheeks.
Number 16,
Razor ass cheeks.
Chandler grabbing his own hair with his ass cheeks. I don't know if it's a real video, but if it is, this guy is a true dexterous specimen.
And to be honest, I'm kind of low-key jealous.
Just imagine the power you'd
And
feel
if
if you
I
could
saw
grab your
that,
own
I would
ass
run
cheeks.
the other way.
And cut your own hair with your razor ass cheeks.
Just imagine coming
stupid.
upon him in the dark alleyway somewhere in the New York City, and he's sitting there with his hair in between his ass cheeks. I could see myself running at top speeds.
Imagine coming.
Imagine running while you're coming.
Imagine coming with your ass cheek.
Ow.
I heard he's got razor ass cheeks and fast cum.
Fuck. I'm crying, dude.
I remember being so greasy. I was a greasy little fool in high school.
I just went in the back of McDonald's and jumped all the grease on
Dude.
me. I was like, oh, yes, this is life.
Was that your
Okay.
job?
Okay, so
Like, slapping that grease on the
Wipe yourself on the floor, you just slide across it.
oh god, so the same way you had your concession
Nice.
job, right? I had my dishwasher job, and the dishwasher leaked, and also the area was just like
Yeah.
it would just like flood, so there'd always be water over there, and the dishwasher would be like spraying me
Gangrene.
with dishwater. Yeah, my feet would be wet like within the first hour I walk in, and they'd be
nasty,
wet
man.
for the rest of the shift until I got home. So my feet would just be like rotting in my shoes, and it wouldn't be like clean
No
water.
wonder
It'd be
you
like
have,
stinky fucking like food.
Titanium feet now.
It'd be fucking stinky food water. So it'd be like, oh man, I remember those shoes smelled so fucking bad by the end of that job.
What are those?
I'd get home and then like, man, that was a greasy, dirty fucking kid.
That was awful.
No wonder I
You're
was sick, bro.
I'm a dirty boy.
Dude, it was fucking gross. And then my next job was,
The
Nasty.
grease kid.
What was it?
yeah, well,
Yeah, okay.
that was mostly just
No,
it was all
that's fine.
outside, so I spent my whole shift sweating.
It was that amusement park, right?
Yeah,
It was that big pizzeria down the street, right?
Freddy
Yeah.
Fazbear's.
it's that big meatball
Freddy
factory.
Fast Fucks.
Those meatballs are okay, honestly. They're not even that good. One time I found a hair in it and an eyeball.
I remember some.
A tiny eyeball, though. Like a rat's eyeball.
I remember someone put their pubes in a quesadilla once, I guess. Another guy rubbed his balls on a sandwich, and then Quinn.
I called it meatball
I remember-
sub. You know what I mean, Caleb?
I remember
Why are
Quinn.
you yelling?
I remember fucking. They trained him in the kitchen, and like in his first week of working, like a couple guys were like, "Hey, when we're gonna take a lunch break," he's like, "You want me to give you guys the sampler?" And then they're like, "Yeah." So he gave them what he called the Cracker Jack sampler, and he just made like 2 of everything on the menu, and then fucking gave it to him for like $5.
That's
like-
ridiculous. I'm fucking pissed.
He cooked like
That's really
$35 worth of food, and then just gave it to him for like free or like $5. Like, did you guys go the Cracker Jack sampler? And then like
Why
next
is it so
week,
cheap? I did.
And then
Why is it so cheap? I rub my balls against every single item.
well, he didn't do that. He just made the Cracker Jack sampler.
Oh.
And that was just funny because
It'd have been funnier if he did.
no. That was some other one employee. I think an employee did that to other employees that they didn't like. I know one guy did that to one guy, and another
That's
guy did it to
cool.
another guy. But
Sounds like fun there.
that's what happens when you get a
Number
place that's mostly
15.
run by high school kids.
Sick.
Number 15, the Cracker Jack sampler.
Number
Legend
7.
has it.
Number 8, the ballsack burger.
Number 6, the testicle meatball sub.
Rumor has it.
The testicle turkey
that
sandwich.
the employees rub their balls up and down the Subway sandwich.
Number 4, the BLT, the ball lettuce tomato.
Lettuce tomato. They think it's vegetarian, but actually their ball sacks were all around it. So is it really?
Not only is this a violation of vegan protocol, you're also eating somebody else's nutsack sweat.
How do you feel?
If that was me, I would vomit.
I could
Bruh,
not.
how do you feel?
I could not imagine waking up having found out that I ate somebody else's balls.
Stupid. It's really fun.
I call it the scrote special.
You know what's weird? I always find it so strange that anime is always so centered around high school. Like, it makes sense because it's such a formative time, but because like a lot of American media does too. Like Teen Wolf is all centered around high school. what's that one where the girl commits suicide? 13 Reasons Why. That's all high school. Like, a lot of shows
Yeah.
are centered around, like, high school or middle school. But, like, there's also a lot of American TV shows that are, like, centered just, like, around young adulthood. Or just, like, we have a lot of fantasy stuff. Well, I guess a Japanese anime stuff
Yeah.
has a lot of that, too. But in Japanese anime especially, there seems to be a huge focus on the high school part of things. Like, a lot of them where it's like, there's really no need for this to be in high school. Like, no need at all. It's an afterthought.
I wonder if sorry. I wonder if it's because maybe that's the majority of the, like, viewers and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like manga and, like, animes normally, like, you get into when you're high schoolers, so then they try to, like, please, like, that group by, like, doing high school centered stuff, because then, like, then these high schoolers would be like, oh, that would be me trying to balance my superpowers with high school.
That is definitely me. I'm the pube guy.
I'm the cool pube hero.
That's my quirk.
I put my pubes in a sandwich
Nice try.
and feed it to the villains.
But my quirk allows me to turn my pubes into straight steel, and pierce through any material.
Nutty.
My quirk is I use my pubes as spider webs.
Darn it!
That's scary,
With pubes that strong, we'll never win.
This is stupid.
Yeah,
I'm
it is.
sorry, viewers.
I wonder. My stupid thought was always like, I wonder if it's because, like, see, I don't know enough about, like, Japanese culture in reality to act. I don't know shit about Japanese culture.
Uh-oh.
But
Racist alert.
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
not.
He's not.
But
Put editor, put up a certified Kaleb is not racist card.
it's like a red alarm. It's like,
On the screen.
and then
Thank you.
So, like,
We're
a
all
stupid-
safe. We're all clear, Kaleb.
So a stupid ID, like stamps, not racist, and passes on. But no, like I've always seen, as far as I understand, it's like their culture's very like hardworking. Like, once they get to a working age, like, that's what they do. They just work, and they have, like, families, and then they just, like, work. I don't know how much like personal time and, like, hobbies are a thing in Japanese culture. So that's why I was kind of wondering. I wonder if then that's why it's so focused on high school, because you still have that element of freedom where it's like you could still do whatever you want with your life, but, like, I don't know. I could be wrong because, again, I don't know anything about Japanese culture.
It probably could be true. It's the same here in the U.S. I mean, normally it's like you finish high school, you go to college, you get a job, you make a family. That's it. And so honestly, a lot of people, I mean, people that I've met in, like, school, that was their whole plan, is like, well, I better goof off around because after this, I'm just going to work.
I guess that's true.
So
Really,
I wouldn't be surprised if that's also it.
there's a big part of American culture, though, that's like the secondary life, where it's like the hobbies, or like the weird thing you're trying to get afloat or get up off the ground, or like this is where
Normally it's like when you're retired, though, I feel, in the American culture.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think it's changing now. I think that's more like traditional American dream. But I think now a lot of people aren't just falling into that mold anymore.
Yeah, just
People are starting to realize, hey, maybe I should enjoy my life.
yeah.
Hey, you know what? That whole work thing, maybe I don't want to do it yet.
I think
Family, I guess I'll go get fixed. I don't have one.
I want little mini-me's. I want little Kaleb Juniors.
I do too, actually. I think that would be funny.
Yeah. I think that'd be funny.
That's literally that's the only reason I don't want to have, like, kids yet, because, like, that's the only reason I'd want them. Which is not a good reason. They're funny. They're funny and they're so entertaining and goofy.
They're funny little creatures.
They're funny little goblins
You know,
who vomit and shit everywhere.
I only had you so you could make me laugh. You can't even do that right.
Dance, you little monkey!
You know why I gave birth to you?
My
So
kid
you
doesn't
could
listen
make
to
me
shit.
laugh.
If my kid has lets him shoot him down like Pinocchio.
I'm gonna dress it up in a little like Joker outfit or like a little, what is it called, whatever,
Jester.
Clown.
the jester outfit. Joker. Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Court jester.
Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
So as you can see, I'm not ready for having any kids. That's the only reason I could find having kids. So I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
Man.
This isn't fun. Why do I have to take care of it now?
I just had the idea of like,
I thought it'd be funny.
it'd be hilarious if I had a kid, but now I regret it.
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be funny.
I kind of just want to get rid of the brat now.
Damn it. You mean I have to change his diaper?
What? He's a human. He can shit
Fuck.
himself.
Oh my god!
That's
Stop
another
fucking
thing.
crying.
Throws it. Boom. We don't condone child abuse on this podcast.
Unless your kid's being very bad.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I also can't clean baby poop. I literally like almost throw up every time, so can't have
'Cause
kids until I get over that too.
The reason why I just like have such trouble with like human shit and stuff like that is because
It's human.
exactly, actually, yeah, because that's
Just
my
buy
thought
little
is like,
corn
you're a
pieces.
fucking human. Go to the fucking bathroom.
But
Use the
isn't
toilet.
that weird? Because we pick up like dog shit. And,
Yeah, like I'll
cat
clean if
shit,
my cats like have
guinea pig
get
shit.
diarrhea issues or a dog or something, I'd clean it. But it's like,
Shit.
but when it's a baby, to me, it's like, well, you're a fucking human. Why'd you go sit in the fucking toilet like
'Cause it
a
can't.
civilized human? Well, I know it can't, but that's my thought.
That's a stupid thought. Then
Well, sorry, I thought this was freedom of speech here.
you just say that to your grandma.
Well, so why don't you want a kid, mijo?
No, I'm saying, like,
I mean, like,
when
I
you get-
want to. It's just that he's a fucking human baby.
I
She
was
shouldn't
saying
toilet
more like
himself.
when your grandma like loses her bowel,
Incontinent.
like her bowel system. Yeah.
Yeah, take
she's
her to the
gonna
toilet
need
and have her
help.
shit herself.
Just sit on the toilet, you
You're a
stupid
really nice person.
You need your
Get
pants
up,
pulled
you
down
old
too?
bitch.
Fuck. I guess I'll do everything.
fuck. I'm not cleaning it up, so you better
Oh
make
my
it.
god. You better figure it out. I'm not cleaning that shit
You know
up.
what they say, if you make the mess, you have to clean it.
Jesus.
Well,
That's
I'd
not anymore.
start thinking
I
if
don't
I
have
were
any
you. Start coming up with something. What was I thinking about? I had an idea and I lost it. Oh,
Ooh.
this.
Put a boo track here.
Alright, everybody calm down. I was thinking about this recently. This little tidbit, this little thing right here. This little bit of information. This little
Okay.
thought.
Hurry up.
Experience.
Get out with it,
Get out with it.
So, like,
pube man.
because I was kind of thinking, with, like, the whole economy and everything out here changing the way it is, and then, like, people not, like people not wanting to, work for the money that's being offered, and, like, so many jobs are paying minimum wage. You like make at McDonald's. You can work at McDonald's and, like, make the same amount of money as somebody that, like, runs, like, specimen samples in, like, a laboratory. Because it's like they just don't have any more money to pay these freaking people. But nobody wants to do it.
Right.
Nobody wants to do any of these
Yeah.
jobs. Nobody wants to do any of these, like, menial labor. Like I was walking out of the store today, and I looked over at the Starbucks that was in Fry's, and I was like, we're in, like, a crappy part of town, as you guys know. But I was like walking, I was like, I can't imagine working at a fucking Starbucks and Fry's. Like, how do these people not put a bullet in their head? Like, I know it's not like the worst it could possibly be, but it just sounds so just, like, boring and so draining and so just, like, like, what is the point? Like,
Probably why there's so many people like not wanting to work
Yeah.
those jobs.
exactly.
You
So
might as
then
well just get a, what do you call it? I don't know.
Automation.
Welfare. Or is that what it is?
What?
Like the unemployment. Sorry, that's what I was thinking about.
Oh.
yeah, I mean, so then my thought was like, so clearly nobody wants to do these jobs, and it doesn't seem like Americans are going to be switching their mindset to requiring less of these services. Because if you think about it, I think we were talking about it recently, that we're like a service-based economy and not like a manufacturer, like an industrial-based economy. Like most of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
most of what our fat asses spend our money on is just services, just food, fun things, buying fun things to do fun things, and like movies and video games and shit like that. Like that's where all of our money goes, because we have a lot of excess income compared to other nations. So now I was kind of thinking, would it be realistic then? Because obviously our fat asses still want these services. Nobody wants to work them. And then it doesn't help that everybody that you come into contact to at these places is an asshole. It's like, it's no fun to work for the companies because they suck the life out of you. And then the customers are giant assholes who will like punch you in the face because you put too much ice in their iced latte. It's like, realistically, this shit's on its way out. People are like, I don't care how much fucking money you give me, I'm not gonna do that job. And they're not giving you any money anyway, so it's like, what's the incentive to stay there? Nothing. So would it be realistic then to automate a lot of these services and then just find other areas that need attention? Because one thing, whenever I talk about the environmental stuff with my dad, his whole thing the whole time is why he like doesn't he's like neutral. He's like, it's not that it's not real, it's just that it's not our fault and there's nothing we can do about it. He switches focus from it's not real to like climate change and all that. He switches focus from it's not real to it doesn't matter because there's nothing we can do about it. Well, if we freed up all the hands that are making McDonald's burgers and just transition that to much fewer teams with a lot more automated machines, then I don't know, think about, you could redirect all that money and all that time and effort somewhere else potentially. But then the idea comes in, it's like, is that enough of like a labor source? Because people do need to work, they do need to find some way to get money, like they need to survive. But so like
sorry,
you're good. I was rambling anyway. I was losing track, but I think you get what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to Chandler about this. That's why I think it would be easier if we kind of, I mean, it's hard to say that we would do this in the U.S., but like if we shifted away from like these corporations and we did like local services, I think there'd be more passion in it because it's local people who've been wanting to do this stuff, and it gives them a reason to want to work there and like make it better. When you have like McDonald's and Burger King, you don't really have this like motivation. You just know they're gonna get money and you're getting money, I guess. I don't know. And it's just like the same shitty work environment rather than like having like a local bakery where the owner really likes what they're doing and stuff. It makes it at least bearable to work there, and it makes it a good environment. It doesn't feel like you're just a number. You feel like you're a person and you feel like you're making a difference, because there are people who would probably enjoy doing like basic jobs like coffee or cooking or restaurants or stuff, but it's just that all these corporations take over all these local places, and then all you have is these local places which just feel mechanical, no real like personality, no love in it, no like I guess aesthetic to it other than like quick food, cheap, shitty food.
Yeah. No, I wish there was, God, I wish there were more like home mom and pop shops out here in the valley, but it's...
Oh, yeah. And they would do so much better, too. That's the thing, like... It'd be so cool. It would build up the community. It would do so much better. It would make every city or, like, state a unique place to go see. Yeah.
It would also...
not like seeing McDonald's at every single city, every single state. It's like, oh, you have to try something new. You have to try a new restaurant. And it makes it more fun rather than like, there's the Wendy's that I've seen like every fucking 20 miles on this freeway.
Yeah.
It's like, I know there's benefits to having the big corporations because they do things that like a mom and pop just never could. Like you can have a Wendy's in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere, but because they sort of dominate the space because they're the only ones there and they can survive on the income made by the rest of their chains, it's like not really a fear of operating that business there versus like a mom and pop where it's like we can't survive out here. Like, sure, we dominate the space, but even then that's not enough money to pay for this scenic location and yada yada. Like I know there's benefits there's a couple benefits to having big companies. Then also with like charity things, they can organize stuff that other companies just can't do because it's such a small company trying to do stuff. But what was I gonna say? It's just something about the big business, the corporations, it just sucks. Like, nobody I mean, like, I guess some of them you like going to, but it's just like mega, factory-made food. It's like, if you go to a chain, it's like, you know you're not going to get anything good in terms of its, like, health content. The customers, like, you don't really like being there. The workers don't really like being, like, nobody wants to be there. It's like, so why are we still doing this?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It has to change, right? We're still a young country. I feel like that stuff is going to end up dying out.
It would have to
with
come
paradigm shifts and stuff like that.
It would have to come from people. It would have to come from the people. It'd have to be a shift.
And that's
in what
what's
people
happening
want.
right now. Everyone's understaffed.
It's
Or
happening
at
with
least,
laborers, but I don't think consumers have reached a point. All you're ending up with is consumers that are wanting
More
the same
irritated.
service. Yeah, they're more irritated. That's all it is. You get even
Maybe
angrier
they'll discourage them
consumers.
from going there, though.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
And
more
then
than
they'll just, like, hopefully the outcome is them going, fuck it, I fucking hate McDonald's. I'm gonna start cooking on my own. And then
Fuck
they
McDonald's.
start doing their own stuff and, like, I don't know.
yeah.
I mean, I guess they'll be mad, but then there's really no outcome other than worst case is they don't come back. And they're just angry at the corporation. And the corporation will have to do something to fix it, like either raise wages, make it a better environment, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess it could possibly lead to a positive outcome.
It could.
But,
I don't know. It's something I think about a lot because it's not a lot, but I've been thinking about it more and more recently as things have kind of continued to go the same direction where these places stay understaffed and it's like nobody, I don't know. Maybe it was different 30, 40 years ago where like working at these places wasn't so bad or something, but it's like so many people are miserable working these freaking chain jobs. Yeah. But then at the same time, I there must be a lot of people that like working in the food industry because the food industry, it's got to be like 30 to 40% of the business in fucking America,
well,
at least on a on
that's
a
what I
regional
mean.
level.
Is like I'm positive there are people who love doing food industry, restaurant work, and stuff like that, and that's why they do stuff like this. But imagine if they were able to take that and create their own and make it like with their kind of own personality and stuff.
Yeah.
And then people have different options of work where maybe it's a really, really quick, like a person who's really passionate about this, like kind of fast-paced restaurant life. They go start one and they bring people who want to work like that and like to work in like these high stress environments, or they can take it down to a really guy who likes to take their time and make it more like culinary can do that, and people who are passionate about that can go work at that restaurant. But everything here is like chain, which are all the same, which is fast paced, shitty environment, minimum wage.
Yeah.
So what do you do then?
I don't know. I think honestly, I don't even think you'd really have to do much to encourage people to open their own. I think a lot of people do want to open their own. I think you just have to remove a lot of the obstacles in their way, because just from the little bits and pieces I've heard about,
I don't think
like private industry, it seems really fucking difficult. That buddy of mine.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think that many people like. I think that's the big problem too. Is that there isn't the government doesn't really give help to these individuals or like these local shops to thrive. They really give a lot of that power and that support to these large corporations.
Well, not only that, they
already sucks.
They actively like target the independent, the smaller businesses. That friend, I mean, it's probably not exactly the same thing, but for like that buddy of mine that does the TikTok stuff, he says that he.
Go check him out.
No, I don't want to shout him out. He might not want to be connected to us. Not that we have a huge fan base, but still.
Once we do, though, he probably want to be connected to us.
He does. He loves us. You know he loves us.
He has the fan base.
Oh.
He does pet grooming videos. I think it's Daniel the Pet Groomer on YouTube. Go check
We're
it
actually
out.
we're going to a concert tomorrow, and he's gonna be interviewing Rick Astley. and I'm gonna be
That's
filming
really
for
cool.
him, so we'll see what that's like.
Yeah, he's gonna be interviewing him with his dog. Grooming.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Does Rick Astley have a dog, or is it a cat?
Actually, he's gonna be the one getting groomed.
No way. Oh, that's gonna be a banger of a video.
But like I was saying, he's technically self-employed, so he's like a self-employed, I don't know what you call that, an independent business or whatever. He says he pays like upwards of 50% of his income to taxes. Like 50% of the stuff he makes goes to taxes. That's a fucking lot. That's a fucking
insane.
Lot.
Yeah, self-employment tax is
It's
a lot.
insane.
That's so
It's
silly.
absolutely insane, especially for a demographic of people that you would think would get sort of a tax break, considering they're doing something against the grain. They're doing something that's harder to do, being self-employed, making it on their own. Why are they paying, what is our tax percent, like 12% of our income? Why is he paying like 5 times more taxes for doing something against the grain, for trying to make it on his own sweat, like trying to make his own grind work? I'm really struggling for phrases here, but you get what I'm saying. Why the fuck is he paying so much more money for doing something so much harder? It doesn't make any sense. I don't get that at all.
I don't know, but because of that, I'm about to go beat up the next McDonald's that I see. So we're gonna have to stop here because I'm putting on my brass knuckles, and I'm ready. So we'll see you guys on the next episode.
They'll appreciate that. Kick open the door.
Fucking
Kick open the doors.
See you every time.
Shit!
Oh,
You motherfucker!
She's getting crazy. Alright, I gotta go.
I'm in high school. I make minimum wage. I don't want